The Abby Hampton story. So who's Abby Hampton? Who is Hampton? Hampton is a character in Nonz based off who? Based off my regular Abby, but the extra Abby that came over time. In the Hyperbolic Time Server, there was a different Abby. There was an Abby where seriously more ferocious and bigger rat. It was crazy because I just got fucking famous off of Dude, You Know What with Yu-Gi-Oh! So what ended up happening was Abby Lily figured out that I was going out with the short Abby because there's Abigail Smith and there's Abby Hampton. And so Abby is like Lily, I think she's 2 years younger than my Abby, but she was still like over 18 when I met her. So she was really, you know, thick. She was everything, and she had, I don't know if it was a fake kid or like whatever, but really, she was an Asian dot that really watched her power online. It was so fucking funny. She was a contender. All my girls, she had the nicest rack, and she was pretty fucking, you know, fire. It wasn't really does she like me, it's if she gotta come out with shows, if she gotta finally get away from all her bullshit friends in order to fucking, you know, finally absorb the real. So I see her doing popular shit like playing Call of Duty, probably her press free shit, like hanging out with a little kid, like I have my own house, I pay my own bills, because I was communicating with street code. She was hacking my phone, we were sending each other like expensive pictures, she was posting a picture of her cleavage online, and I would post a picture of my dick in private, and she was hella funny. She would be on my jock like a popular girl. Lily would be in the fucking live stream. She's like, MT. Then later on, 5 minutes later, MT. Then you think she's here, but she's not. MT. And I'm like, yes. She's like, never mind. So she ended up being, what pissed her off is that I was still, you know, really in a deep relationship with the original Abby. So she even said good luck with her because Lily fucking, she tried to say that she was a school slut, a whole bunch of other shit. The actuality, she knew I was wrong with the personality, and Lily, I was a story girl, I was pimping her, she knew that I was in charge, she was trying to figure out how she was gonna get in charge, and that wasn't gonna happen for a while. And I didn't really fucking confide, but she's really powerful in the show. So if you don't know, Hampton in the show is based off Lily. The more I figured out about lore, and more I figured about wrestling writing, and I started rewatching Flat Track. I watched the episode with Kimmy and Abby one time. You see, the thing about Blackjack is, one thing that I didn't notice about it is that it had a lot of references, and you have to understand, it was intertwined to what Kanye West dropped, where Estelle, I believe, my freshman year, literally, when Blackjack, you know, really fucking dropped this shit, is literally when a European black singer literally talks about an American boy, and like literally, Blackjack looks like fucking it's going overseas, and what you don't realize is that literally, it's referencing literally how we're fucking fancy on that gangster shit, literally drinking in bars, literally Irish bar this, Irish bar that, and Knuckles is full of shit, so you have to understand that literally, that show is severely gangster, unless when you get older, you fucking go through fucking crazy shit, and references how fucking people literally grow up and don't want to go to this, and how they have hella cavities. I'm telling you, Blackjack is the fucking shit, and you like, you have to get high, I'm sorry, you have to like really grow up, and then really, I watched it with my girls and shit, this shit was crazy, so I watched her and her, and we felt like we were from Sweden. So in the character Hampton Nonz, Abby's pretending to be an Asian bitch in Sweden. But Hampton plays off the wordplay of him being the male part of marijuana. So like Lily, so it's Hampton based off him. So it's Hampton and Lily. She controls like Lily sprouts just like Lily. Branches, you know, like similar to like White Widow's power, White Widow's energy. So she's one of the basic plant users of Nonz, but she's really powerful. Like she creates big giant jagged beanstalk figures like pop out in the sky like poison ivy. She's really great, so she's really strong. So she's really the arch rival of Yenda. If you don't know who Yenda is on Ryan's team. Yenda is based off Tintin, and Yenda is really, you know, the bunny version of Tintin. Yenda, like Lily. So Yenda, Lily, so it's Yin, like the money, Yin, and like Tintin, Yenda. So Yenda, Lily, what she does is she controls everything that's doing marijuana, like resin, coffin, you know, and like instead of a whole bunch of like kunai, it's a whole bunch of bombs. And I don't know if we can say marijuana, but Lily, her sister, older sister Groko, has this thing called marijuana snakes, where they fucking, like, they're snakes that come out of the sleeves and they turn into slimes, but they're snake slimes that are made out of fucking hemp thread. So like Lily, there's a lot of things you can do. Like, and yes, Hampton is known for hemp thread, but the actual, you know, sewing user in Nonz, the actual, you know, clothes user, the one who knows about every fabric, what every material does, is Ariella, and Ariella is like, you know, the fabric user in Nonz. That's Ari, A-R-I, Yella, Y-E-L-L-A. Ariella. So it is really crazy because Abby was really on that crazy shit. See, when you don't know what fucking real roast is, like you don't know how really truly feel cold. You have to trap somebody in a situation, though. You have to be somebody that's actually threatening. You see, the thing about Lily, what the air on the line, a whole lot of people don't understand about Lily when it comes to the relationship life. Like I had a conversation with my friend, like, oh, she said Lily, I appreciate you for who you are. I'll go into detail on the story later, and I'm like, nope, she's not gonna pass up all those connections, all those parties just to go out with the kids, especially about how handsome he is. Lily is fucking true. She's not gonna pass up anything. Do I end up, getting out bartender, getting out a really, really hot and decent understanding bartender, while I can just get away with talking to her about school and stuff like that. He ends up talking about me at the bar. And Abby is really one of the best examples of this shit, because you have to understand. Lily, she threatened me with the other Abby where it came down to her, because she knew what I was on the inside and she wasn't afraid to expose it. Because I tried to get her. So this is little nigga swag attitude. But when I know what you're thinking, you know what I'm thinking, I do crazy. So like, so Kayla, Kayla versus Cheyenne. Like, excuse the explicit content, but go back to season 2, go watch the Kayla versus Cheyenne video, and it will destroy you. Like, Lily, this is back when I was a nerd. This is how I used to fucking spit game when I was a nerd. Not spitting game at all. That's fucking Lily drooling fucking talking through fucking masturbation, saying, that's why I do this and that. I'm like, I got you both giggling and shit, and she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That shit is fucking funny, because Lily, that's Lily. No, what niggas can fucking relate to that shit, you have to understand. I had the most, she's like, well, calm down before I call Abby. I'm like, what? And my face turned fucking cold and shit like that, Lily. So guess what ended up happening? I'm like, okay, let's go back and make a drink. We'll see ain't again. Stop on my head, forget about that totally happy. She totally did expose me, because I have all this shit. Alright, I'm gonna let her win for that one moment. Then Lily, guess what happens, Lily? I pulled the most fake shit. She exposed me for who I truly was, right then and there. And guess what ends up happening? I ignore it, rely on my fucking reputation. Then guess what? I fucked her again with nothing no consequence. It's fucked up, isn't it? I'm manipulating human nature. She called it out, Lily, about a situation that I brought myself into. Really responsible. Already cheating on her. Fucking Lily called me out. Like, okay, Lily, it's fucking horrible. I felt fucking cold. My fucking heart dropped and it was cold. You don't know anything about that shit. Lily, she almost made me froze like a woman's pussy. She threatened to call Abby when I was showing off in between the live stream, so it was fucking horrible. And then that was my head. Let's see her still really reply. This and that. I'm like, okay. If I get this, that, Lily, guess what I do? I end up doing fucking snake shit, like Lily fucking taking dick pics to my fucking self. Lily like, I'm like, oh, she's like, you're horny and rich and this. He comes back, Lily, fucking destructive, the most disgusting, fucking Lily, most hard person. This is the world I live in. This is all we do is world, buddy. Like, you have to understand. And then married, because I'm a good person, because at the end of the day, Lily, I just went and go buy myself a fucking pizza. Lily went back, man, A&B, did what I normally did, dealt with my brother shit. You have to understand, even though it's a tragic fucking story, like Lily and fucking Lily, and then I did, man, consider, like, you know what, we should just be fucking the entire time, do you understand? Something like cloud fucking reputation, her position in society versus my position in society, that shit needs to stop. Hampton goes fucking hard. Like, Lily fucking Yenda is twice as hard. Fucking, she thinks she's better than Yenda, but she's not. But she's pretty up there. Fucking, she'll give Cyber to a pretty fucking hard pass. She's hella fucking ignorant. She's hella fucking funny. Like every single time, Lily, she hits somebody, she yells sarcastically. Even if she loses, doesn't matter if you win or lose. Her attitude will piss you off. Like, so some of the giant fucking brats out over like Jack Lily, and she's like, oh, what do you know we're not going? Deal with you. Trip forgot to take the coat. This is what Land doing my boyfriend pretends to take me at Pier 39. It's pretty fucking insane. This is gonna be a part of the Zoo York arc. So you don't know if the York arc is really fucking, the York Zoo arc in Hunter x Hunter. I mean the York Zoo arc in Hunter x Hunter. Fucking, we're gonna make a brand called, like York Zoo or York Zoo. Yeah, it's gonna be a York Zoo arc. We're gonna get Ginger Ryan, Angelica, Proof Cologne. And Silent J and Uncle Stommy will be introduced in the same arc, in the Subterranean arc. So if you didn't know, Nonz became an acronym freshman year, but how I made the acronym was out of, Zoo York. So Nonz became Lily, so it's N-O-N-Z, and they all mean something. So I ended up Lily creating it off of the name of the Zoo York clothing brand, and literally that's how I got it. And I was saying lately with the acronym in another video, and it was the exact same time where I got into a fight where I got into Traverse, where being Traverse with body shot strikes and I being on strikes, nobody wants to give me credit. Traverse hit me with pencil savings, I tried to tell the teacher didn't do anything. and then he might, you know, get a segment in another video. But literally, there's a legendary quote from Uncle Jay when he ripped me off Officer Reed, and Uncle Jay literally started Scooby. He's like, first thing you need to understand, this is gonna hurt Abby fans. Literally, he's like, his name was Tavares because his parents named him off the group Tavares. It is fucking cruel. I have to let you know that is Auntie Lisa's archetype, Lily. I know what you don't know. It's a world that I'm gonna spam it. I'm telling you, that's not cool. That sounds cool, but it's not cool. And I'll explain that in a later video. But for now, this is Nonz, Hampton.